Hello. In the following video, we are going to review some of the tools that we have available in the Kinetic environment to be able to debug the screens we are working with. Sometimes users need to know which event has been called, what happens when a button is pressed, or what messages are being carried out to the server of our Kinetic application. All of these questions and more can be solved using the debugging tools. To begin with this exercise, we are going to go to one of the Kinetic screens. On this occasion, I will choose the order entry screen. Once we are on the screen, we are going to right-click on any section, and in the menu that appears, we are going to select Inspect. The following options will be shown to us to review what is contained in that screen. In this case, we will go to the console section. We are going to clear the console so that the next messages are from the actions that we are going to execute. To start, we are going to type the following key combination. It is important to be inside the screen that you have selected. Once we know that we are within the context of the screen, we are going to press Ctrl-Alt-8. This key combination is to activate the debug login status. This indicates that all the actions we do from this moment on are going to be tracked by this debugging tool. For example, we want to know which event is triggered when pressing the plus button in sales order. We simply have to go to the new order icon and click. All of these messages that are shown in the console are the indications, conditions, and different events that have been triggered from clicking the new order button. This information is shown in tree form. As we can see, the first element that was triggered was view changing. This is important because many times we do not know what is happening or what is being executed. With that sequence of messages, we can know which event follows after which. Another interesting and very useful tab that we are using in these cases is the Network tab. We click. As we can see, we have a list of requests, which is basically the way in which our front end communicates with the Kinetic server. We are going to clear it to show how we can know what happens when we do some action. We are going to very quickly review a request. We'll do an action on the screen, for example, display this list. As we can see, when displaying it, the following request was made. When selecting a list element in the Network section, we are going to go to the Headers tab. In that section, it is basically a summary of what was requested, in this case, the address of our server, the method that was called, and the status that was received from the server. In this case, a 200 status is positive, meaning that it was executed correctly. If we want to know more about that request, we can go to the different tabs. For example, in Payload, we are shown the information sent from the part of our screen to the server. These elements were sent in the body of our request. And at the moment the server received this request, processed it, it responded in the following way. We are going to go to the Preview tab. This is basically the object that was received from the server. On this occasion, it is an object that contains another list type object, and it is empty. Another way to see this same response, but in a simpler way, is by going to the response section. In this case, it is basically the same object from here, but in a way that is plain JSON, meaning the object exactly as it was received, without any type of style, without any type of visual modification. And well, this is a pretty quick way to see what the fields are, or what was received from a request that you make from a screen. Now we are going to go to the console section. We are going to clear it, and we are going to make use of another key combination that is quite useful to know the information that we are handling on the screen. Ctrl-Alt-V. When executing that combination, the following elements are displayed. Each one of them represents a data view of our screen. If you want to know any detail of a data view, you can simply display it. And here you will see the different names, filters, and elements that each data view entails. This is quite useful when you want to debug what data is saved in which data view, and how you can then call it in other types of actions. I am going to clear the console again, and now I'm going to use another key combination, which is Ctrl-Alt-1. With this key combination, a list is also displayed, but now with all the data rules that are in context with our screen. As we can see, there are several, and each element gives a certain type of information, such as whether it is active, what type of change it makes, and the different actions that it can carry out when that rule is met. And well, this is, in a pretty quick way, some of the options with which we can debug and know the information contained in Kinetic screens. Thank you so much for watching the video. See you in the next one.